Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking all of my eyeshadow palettes. And I don't have a huge collection. I only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 palettes to rank. And I decluttered 3 of my palettes, and I should have done this video before I decluttered those palettes, but anyway, here we are. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. I'm gonna go with number 9 first. So number 9 is the MAC, what is this called? MAC Art Library. It's designer palette eyeshadow. So this is what it looks like. This is a beautiful, colorful palette. Unfortunately, it does not perform really well. Like, it doesn't, you can't build these colors up that well. Sometimes they look a little patchy. But what I like about this palette is that this bright yellow is really beautiful. And also this orange right here. And the blue is also, it doesn't look muddy. It's a nice blue right here. And I like this yellow shimmery shade as well. But the rest of the shades, I don't care much about. I am actually doing videos where I do a look with every single palette that I have. So that series is still going on. So if you want to check any of these videos out, I can link them down in the description box or up above. I have I think by this point 3 different palettes, I think, yeah. But this palette is a great colorful palette. It's just, it doesn't perform that well in my opinion. And I don't wear eyeshadow like this in my everyday life all the time. So because of those reasons, I don't use this palette every single day. And so that's why this is ranked number 9. And again, this is the MAC Art Library. It's designer palette. So this is number 9. So let's go into number 8. I got this on a Sephora sale. It was really cheap. This is a Tartelette palette. Tartelette Party palette. This is a small palette, and it's got a lot of red tones, rusty red tones. I love this shade right here. It's a really nice shade to deepen up the outer corner of your eyes. And then I love this shimmery shade here. And then this is a matte, this is a nice matte crease color that matches really well with these other colors. And then this is your inner corner highlight, or whatever, however you want to use this palette. Red, purple, brown, and green colors go really well with brown eyes. I got brown eyes, as you can see. So that's why I got this palette. And it's actually, it's a really flattering palette. Like, it's easy to work with. The formula is great. There's nothing wrong with it. And I just don't reach for it a lot because I don't use red eyeshadow that much. Because when I use red eyeshadow, it's funny because I have a difficult time like finding the right blush for it, finding the right lipstick for it. Like, I get into a bit of a rut when I use red, like really colorful eyeshadow. I don't use this palette that often. Like, this is number 8 in my opinion. So the next palette, and this is very special to me because this is one of the first, so a little bit of a background information. I got into makeup when I was 26, 27. I mean, I wore makeup before then, but I would just like put some mascara on, put some lipstick on, some blush on, and just out the door, right? But when I was 26, or I think I was 27, I started getting really into makeup and watching YouTube videos, and I got really into makeup for some reason. Yeah, and I'm still going through that phase. I love makeup. I love purchasing new products, trying out new products as my budget allows it. So this palette is special because of the fact that this is one of the first eyeshadow palettes that I purchased in Hawaii, in Sephora in Hawaii. And this girl who took care of me at the store, she said, I got a perfect palette for you. I think it's gonna go well with your eyes, and I think you're gonna love this palette. And this is the Naked 3 palette. It's old as hell. It's like 7 years old or something, but it's still, I mean, look at this. It's beautiful. You got your shimmery shades here, pinkish shimmery shades. You got your deeper colors here to deepen the, I love this shade right here. It's a coppery, beautiful coppery shade. And then I love this shimmery shade, this pinky shade. It's great for inner corner or your eyelid, inner eyelid. And I think my favorite though is these two shades right here, especially this one. Like orange, I forgot to say, orange eyeshadow goes really well with brown eyes. Like, trust me on this. I used to have the Huda Beauty palette in Kaiki, and I decluttered that because it was getting patchy and I didn't like the performance of it anymore, so I decluttered that. Anyway, but orange is great for brown eyes as well. So these two colors, these two are my favorites in the palette because they look really well. Like, this is a great crease color, and this is a great lid color. And also, like I said, I like the pinky shimmery shade, and these are perfect to darken the eye look a little bit if you want that. And this, I mean, I don't think I'm ever gonna get rid of this palette because it has a special place in my heart, because this is one of my like first eyeshadow purchases ever. And so this is number, what is it, 987. So that was number 7. 6 is the Modern Renaissance palette, this guy here. And I hit pan, as you can see. I love this shade, burnt orange. It's called burnt orange. Like I said, orange, purple, red, green, and brown. Those shades will go really well with your brown eyes. So I'm not going about this with the chart thing, that the color chart thing. Well, I'm speaking from experience. Whenever I wear those shades, those colors, I feel like my eyes pop, and people tell me that, like, people compliment me on my eyeshadow. So that's why I'm telling you that these shades look good on brown eyes. So I mean, I considered decluttering this palette as well, but there are shades that I really like in this palette. Like, for example, this, what is it called? Vermeer shade. This Vermeer shade is really bright. It's really a really nice shimmery lid color. And also we had Red Orchid here. Again, red is good for brown eyes. And then we have this color here, this orange color. And then this is a great transition color, as well as this one. This one is a great transition color as well. So, I mean, I don't use this palette that often anymore because, I don't know why. Maybe I should, because right now I can see the looks that I can come up with this palette. So, but anyway, this is number 6. So let's go to number 5. This was one of my first luxury eyeshadow palettes. Not my first, actually. Yeah, Natasha Denona. I think, is Tom Ford more expensive than Natasha Denona? Yeah, it is. That makes this my most expensive palette. So this is the Mink Mirage. What is it called? Mink Mirage. This is the older version. They have a newer version that's more shimmery, and this is all matte. So what I love about this palette is that these shades build up on themselves. I actually used this shade today on my eyes, but I added some shimmer on my inner corner, like my, not my inner corner, on my lid, but I have it on my outer eyelid and my crease. I have these two shades right here. And I was actually gonna do a whole matte palette and use this white shade, but I was just in the mood to play with some shimmer, so I put some shimmer on my lid. But what I love about this palette, that it builds up on itself so easily. Like, this is a really easy to work with palette, and you can come up with a really nice eyeshadow look. Like, every time I use this palette, I never regret it. I mean, what I do is usually I put this on my crease, this shade, and then I deepen up my outer corner. And if I'm in the mood to deepen it up even more, I use the black a little bit, and then I use the shade on my inner eyelid. Or if I'm in the mood, I'll put some shimmer like today, and then I use this shade on my inner corner as an inner corner highlight. And or what I'll do is I use the shade as my crease color, and then I'll use this shade to deepen up my crease a little bit more. And then what I'll do is I'll use the black as an eyeliner. That makes it a whole different look. You know, those are two ways that I use this palette, and I don't think I'm gonna get rid of it anytime soon. This is actually getting pretty old, like, it's really old, but I don't see myself getting rid of this palette because it's a great quality palette. Like, it still performs to this day really well. So that's that. So that's number, what was it? That's number 5, right? So that was number 5. On number 4, we have the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette, and this is actually a newly purchased product, and this has been on my Sephora cart forever, and it's such an expensive palette. Oh, I haven't done this. Let's see. Hold on. Ooh, let's do this together. Okay, this is really satisfying. Yeah. All right. But anyway, so this was on my Sephora card for ages, and I didn't want to purchase it because I thought that I wouldn't be wearing these colors on my everyday, for my everyday makeup looks, but actually these are perfect for everyday makeup looks, like for me at least. Like what I do is if I want a neutral look, I use this shade right here as my crease color, and then this shade for my crease color, I deepen it up with this color, and then I use this shade on my inner lid, and then I use this shade on my inner corner. So there you go. You have a neutral look already with this colorful palette. It's not that colorful. It's just the perfect amount of colors you get in this palette. It's not like the MAC Art Designer palette, right? Because this is really colorful. But this palette is not like that. So, and if I want to have a little bit of fun, I'll use the green. I love the green tones in this palette. The green tones are perfect. Like, I'll use this shade on my crease. I'll use this shade to deepen up my crease a little bit. And then I'll use this shade to deepen up my outer eyelid. And then I'll use this shade on my inner lid. And then maybe a little bit of, let's see, which one? Yeah, this shade in between the color on my inner lid and my outer lid. I'll put it in the middle. If I'm in the mood to use the green shades, that's what I'll do. So there's a lot of, and then you can also come up with a pinkier look with this palette. I mean, there's a lot of pinks. Like, you can use this on your crease, and you can deepen it up with this, and use this on your outer eyelid as well. and then maybe use one of the shimmers on your lid. If you want an even deeper outer eyelid, then you can use these two shades with any look. So this palette has, like, you can come up with a good amount of looks with this palette. So I love this for that fact, and I'm really happy with my purchase. This was number 4. We're getting into the good stuff, guys. My number 3 is the, and it looks disgusting, I know, and I don't know how to clean this palette without fucking it up, but this is the Natasha Denona Gold palette. This is one of the best eyeshadow palettes that's ever been created, because I mean, look at these teal shades. Look at this gold. Look at this duochrome color. Look at this blue. Look at this teal shade right here again. The cream to matte formula, I think. And then look at this mustardy shade that you can work with, like these. Like, you can use this mustardy shade in your crease, and you can use any of these shades with it. And then you also have your browns. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 different brown shades. And I actually use this palette to create my macchiato makeup tutorial. And I'll link that in the description box or up above. But this palette has a lot of potential. I mean, like, you can come up with a lot of looks with this palette. A lot. Like, I can see coming up with an old brown look. I see myself coming up with a golden brownie look. I see myself coming up with a tail look. It's just a perfect palette. And this is, I'm always gonna have this in my collection. Like this, I have nothing but good things to say about this palette, because it's just that good. But this is actually number 3, because the other 2 palettes, all right, we're coming to the final, we're coming to the end of this video, and my number 2 is, and in a lot of these shades, I'm about to hit pan, okay, and I'm really sad about that. I'm not happy. Usually when I hit pan on a palette, I'm happy, but if I hit pan in any of these shades, I might just fucking go ahead and repurchase it. Just like that. And this is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. And look at these shimmers, man. All these shimmers in this palette. You use a matte palette, and you can pair any of these shimmers with any look that you come up with. You have your darker pinky shimmer, you have your lighter pinky shimmer, you have your silvery shimmer, you have your darker silvery shimmer, you have your peachy dark shimmer, and then you have your light peachy shimmer, you have your golden shimmer, which is what I used on my eyes today. I don't know if you can see. But this shade has like the best shimmers that I've seen in a palette. And it doesn't bother me that it doesn't have a lot of mattes, because what happens with this palette is like for example, this shade called Outer Eyelid, it's a shimmer and it's dark. But you can use this to deepen up your outer eyelid, no problem. Like, you're not going to have any problem building this up on your outer eyelid. Meaning, like, even though some of the darker shimmers, like, I love this one. It's called Outer Eyelid, and I use it on my outer eyelid, and it looks perfect. It just catches the light. It just looks awesome. And this palette has a really special place in my heart, and I love the mattes in this palette too. Like this transition color, this smoke color, to deepen up the outer eyelid, and then you have your cooler transition colors, and you know, you have everything you need in this palette. Everything you need. So, what is number 1? All right, you guys are ready? My number 1 palette is the Natasha Denona Biba palette, and I feel like this is always going to be my number 1 palette. No matter what other palette they come up with, this is always going to be my number one. Because you have everything you need in this palette, literally. You have your transition shade that I hit pan on. You have your darker brown shade to deepen up your outer eyelid, or if you want to put it all over your lid, that's fine too. You have your two shimmery shades. One is a little bit more peachy, browny. The other one is more pinky. And you have your beautiful brown shimmery shade that you can use to deepen up your outer eyelid also, or you can use it all over your lid if you wanted. These are all warm tone colors. And then you have your mustardy shade that you can pair with you know, anything you want. And then the best thing is, like, I like that you have the shade here, you have the shade Cocoa, but then you have the shade Seed. Seed is a little bit darker than Cocoa, and I love to do eyeliner with Seed, and because it looks really good. And Cocoa is a little bit warmer, Seed is a little bit more cool toned, and this whole row is actually just cool tones. I don't really work with these shades that much, but I love having the variety of having them in my palette, just in case. So you have all the warm tones, all the cool tones, and you have beautiful shimmery shades. Like, what else do you want? This is a perfect palette, and this is definitely my number one. This is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these kinds of contents, please let me know in the comments. And let me know in the comments what other contents you would like to see from me. Like, I want to film different things. And what I've been doing is I've been actually filming about certain skincare products that really worked for me, and I've been reviewing them in depth. And I've been also doing an eye look with my eyeshadow palettes, and I've been doing full face of makeup tutorials here and there, and drugstore makeup, luxury makeup. So if you can give me some ideas about what to film, if you have any requests, and please share them in the comments below. That would really make me happy. And thank you so much for watching this video and hanging out. And I will see you guys on my next video, guys. Bye!